For decades, the story of Nigeria's southeast has been one of resilience, of a people who built empires from scratch, even when the system seemed determined to slow them down. From Nnewi's spare parts tycoons to Aba's legendary leather and fashion clusters, Igbo land has always been a factory of dreams. But there has always been a missing piece: visionary governance. Someone who not only sees what's possible but builds the bridge to make it real. And in 2025, that bridge seems to have found its anchor in Abia State under Governor Alex Chioma Otti, OFR, a man redefining what it means to govern with purpose. When news broke that Jay Martins, the singer turned special senior assistant on entertainment and tourism to Governor Alex Otti, had hosted the CEO of Boat Naija in his office, social media went wild. More investors explore wide range of investment opportunities in Abia State, he wrote. The caption was simple, but the implications were enormous. Boat Naija, one of Nigeria's emerging cruise and logistics brands. Is exploring projects around boat cruises and beach houses at the Azumini Blue River, a stunning natural resort barely tapped for its full potential. That's right, boat cruises, luxury waterfront properties, and ecotourism in Abia State. For decades, such words were reserved for Lagos, Calabar, or at best, the Lekki coastline. But now, under Alex Otti's Abia, the narrative is changing. The Southeast is finally attracting the kind of investors that once ignored it. To understand the magnitude of this, you have to revisit what the governor said just weeks earlier during a press briefing that went viral across Nigeria. In Dr. Alex Otti's words, "I have no business with Lagos. I am not competing with Lagos. My competition is with China and Dubai. By the time I'm done with Aba, Lagos State will look like a village." That wasn't arrogance, it was vision. Because Lagos State, while Nigeria's economic capital, is already bursting at the seams, the Southeast, on the other hand, has the energy, the creativity, and industrial DNA to rise, if only given leadership that dares to build. Otti's goal is not just to repair roads or pay salaries, those are the basics. His mission is to position Aba as the manufacturing and commercial heart of Africa, an ecosystem where innovation, tourism, and infrastructure connect to create prosperity. Let's talk about Azumini Blue River, a natural wonder hidden in Abia's Ndoki region. Known for its crystal clear waters and scenic environment, for years, locals have whispered that this place could rival the Caribbean if developed properly. Now imagine what happens when investors like Boat Naija bring their A game to this. Luxury cruises gliding across the turquoise river, eco resorts nestled between the trees, the water sports facilities, and vibrant local markets selling crafts and cuisine. That's tourism, logistics, employment, and cultural revival all rolled into one. Thousands of jobs, from boat operators and tour guides to artisans to caterers to photographers and real estate developers. And when tourists come, they spend, They eat local food, buy local products, and post those breathtaking drone shots that put Abia State on the world map. But this is not just about Abia, it's about the Southeast finally stepping into its economic destiny. For decades, the Igbo heartland has produced Nigeria's sharpest entrepreneurs, yet most of their investments ended up in Lagos, Abuja, or even overseas. And why? Because home never felt ready. The roads were bad, power unreliable, governance inconsistent. Now, for the first time in years, there's a leader telling investors, come home, the doors are wide open.
I'm glad to inform that this August gathering, that we are making concerted efforts to improve the economic outlook of our state and the entire region by investing extensively in roads, health, education, ICT and power infrastructure. Following recent liberalization of the electricity market, I would like to, on behalf of other Southeast and South-South governors, invite the committed support of the federal government to the development of a functional rail network to traverse the Southeast and South-South regions from Calabar to Enugu, with stations in all the major agricultural and commercial towns along the corridor. A functional rail line will not only improve inter-regional trade, it will also cause an uptick in employment, improve factor utilization, investment inflow, and more fundamentally, reduce migration pressure in the urban metropolis outside the regions. I would also like to request, Mr. President, that you use your good offices to explore how the seaports closest to businesses in this region can be optimized to drive the export of goods from here. And I'm glad that the Deputy Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives has mentioned the issue of seaports. And Abia is ready. We are already doing our feasibility study at Hopewell. And we believe that with all the approvals, we will be able to build a seaport in Abia State.
And they are listening. From leather clusters in Aba to tech innovators in Umuahia, from agribusiness in Ukwa to tourism in Azumini, the private sector is responding to Otti's call. The Southeast has yearned for this, a region where ideas meet infrastructure, where success does not require relocation. And with Abia leading, Imo, Anambra and Enugu will follow, because prosperity is contagious. Let's zoom out for a second. What happens in Abia does not stay in Abia. When a region becomes more economically self-sufficient, Nigeria wins. When local tourism grows, so does domestic revenue. When manufacturing expands in Aba, Lagos ports breathe easier. When investors build in Abia instead of Dubai, capital stays in Nigeria. The math is simple. Each cruise project, each resort, each factory in the Southeast reduces unemployment, improves infrastructure, and strengthens the Naira by keeping spending at home. Abia's growth is a national economic stabilizer, the kind of model every Nigerian governor should study. Now, here is where Otti's philosophy becomes even clearer. While some governments are demolishing shops and frustrating traders, often in the name of urban renewal, Abia is doing the opposite. Otti is not pulling down dreams, he's building platforms for them. He's not chasing investors away, he's inviting them in. That's why his message struck a nerve when he said, "By the time I am done with Aba, Lagos will look like a village." Because for years, Southeast entrepreneurs have been forced to watch their businesses bulldozed in Lagos or taxed into extinction. Now the tide is turning. The Southeast is building its own mega city. Aba not as an alternative but as an equal, competing on innovation, not population. A city that trades globally, manufactures locally, and welcomes the world to its shore. The benefits of these shifts will ripple through every sector. With the Azumini Blue River project, Abia can attract visitors from across West Africa. Hotels, restaurants, and transport services will flourish. Boat Naija's interest signals a new transport model, connecting inland waterways to commerce. Goods could move faster and cheaper between Abia, Rivers and Akwa Ibom through river transport. Luxury beach houses and resorts create demand for local construction, interior design and landscaping, new industries that employ thousands. J. Martin's involvement ensures that Abia's music, arts and lifestyle sectors are integrated. Imagine annual river festivals, cultural carnivals and live concerts at the Blue River shore. With tourism comes hospitality, and hospitality feeds off agriculture. Local farmers will find steady markets supplying food to hotels and resorts. This is where it gets powerful. Thousands of Abia's young mind who once migrated to Lagos in search of opportunity will now find it at home in tourism, tech, logistics and entertainment. That's not just growth, that's reversal of brain drain. That's the rebirth of the Igbo dream. Governor Alex Otti said his competition is not Lagos but China and Dubai. That statement alone deserves a second look. China and Dubai are not just economies, they are symbols of transformation, of places that moved from deserts and dirt roads to skylines and super ports within a generation. So when Otti says he's looking at Dubai, what he means is think big, build bold, dream global. If Dubai can turn sand into gold, Abia can turn craftsmanship into capital. Abia already has the foundation, the ingenuity of its artisans, the proximity to major highways and ports, a diaspora ready to invest, and now leadership with vision and integrity. Combine those elements and you have a recipe for one of Africa's next big economic stories. For too long, the Southeast has been described with pity or politics. Every national debate about development somehow skips over its potential, as though progress must always come from elsewhere. But Otti's Abia is rewriting that narrative. He's showing that development is not just about oil wells or federal allocations, it's about mindsets, it's about management and momentum. When a government listens to its people and creates an enabling environment, the private sector takes care of the rest. That's what we are seeing with J. Martin's collaboration with Boat Naija, a creative mind bridging government and enterprise, opening new frontiers of tourism. This is a call not just to investors, but to the Igbo nation and Nigerians everywhere. It's time to bring development home. Support leaders who build, not those who bulldoze. Celebrate policies that attract investors, not repel them. And most importantly, believe that the Southeast can become a global destination, because belief is where progress begins. Abia's story is just beginning. From the clear waters of Azumini to the busy streets of Aba, a quiet revolution is taking shape, one that could redefine what the world thinks of Nigeria's Southeast. And if Governor Alex Otti's words hold true, then in a few years, when people compare Lagos to Aba, they just might say, Dubai should be watching.